So look, it's Ebro and Laura and Rosenberg, the new show, available right here. Please subscribe on YouTube and also subscribe to the podcast, which is doing numbers. We hit a #1 last week in the music, category of the podcast, which is where all the people talking about hip hop and music and things go.
Which isn't quite accurate for us, but it's where we are right now. So we're that. I mean, we're that
music.
We're that. But it's not like for example, there are other friends we have in that space like Rory and Maul.
I would call Rory a friend. I think Maul hates my guts. I'm not sure though, and I'm not sure why.
No, if so, I would know why.
Why? Tell me why.
Team Drizzy.
Oh yeah, he's that far in it.
I mean, he's pretty far. I don't think I did their show a while back. I got no impression that he hated you, but if he did, it would be because,
Oh, got
it.
Maybe he doesn't. Hey, Maul.
I don't think he does. But they're like very music first. You know what I mean? In terms of what they discuss.
Yeah.
We're like music is. I'd say music is 2 for us. If we're being honest, it's 2 or 3. Like we might be politics and sort of family life general before music.
Got it.
Right? Like 1, 2, 3. Because we're a morning show. It's a different animal.
Yeah. So I mean, I listen. However people want to categorize us, I don't care. As long as you are liking what we're giving you and you have time to tune in, I appreciate you.
Just don't call us late for dinner.
Love. Excuse me?
Just don't call us late for dinner. You know what I mean? You remember that phrase. Come on. Don't act like you're not that old.
Stop. Just stop.
You remember that
man.
joint?
Stop, man.
Just don't call me.
Yo, just calm down, man. It's our first show the second week, man. It's our third program.
It's blood in the water. Because I kept checking back on that video to see how it was doing. I just kept hearing Ebro going, "It's blood in the water." That was the first way that he started the first podcast. It's blood in the water. I remember the time I didn't know what he was talking about either. So it's cracked. But
now you know what I'm talking about. It's blood in the water.
Oh yeah, there was big
sharks. Big sharks.
Sharks were out swimming around. Man.
Yo, and I got to get to that. I wrote down some notes, man. There was people that I didn't know was waiting for me. We got to relitigate some things.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot to get to over the next 2 days because we're going to do a show today, Monday, and we're going to do Tuesday, December 23rd, and then we're going to take the actual vacation we were supposed to take and come back after the holiday. Laura's still away. Laura's in, I believe, Waikiki now or something. She's on her way. She's making her way around Hawaii. She did Maui and Big Island.
Big Asia movement. Big Asia movement every year.
No, this is the United States first, Ebro. Hawaii, I got to explain to you. Hawaii is not in Asia.
But no, she's going to Thailand, and she's going to, that's her big movement every year.
Yeah.
Right, you think you have to explain to me that Hawaii's in the United States?
I didn't.
After the United States stole Hawaii from the Hawaiians.
Well, that's the part that's confusing about it. So where do we start today? Because
if you slow down a second,
sorry,
stop interrupting.
I've been sick all weekend, man. I've been in a bad way.
All right, hang on. I was sick all week too. What'd you have?
I haven't gone in yet, but if you hear me cough, you want me to? If I give you the cough, you'll hear that chest though. That gravel in the congestion.
That's what Selassie has. Selassie has that, but that's on somehow. Selassie got strep throat.
Okay.
I went to a holiday party. When was that? Last Thursday, after landing back from LA. Had to go to a holiday party on Thursday. Came home, had a splitting headache, like crazy headache. Didn't think anything of it. Went to sleep, woke up, and then by the following this Wednesday passed, Selassie had strep. So we're thinking it might be that. Maybe Issa brought her home from school, but Issa didn't test positive for strep. Issa tested positive for the flu.
Oof.
But she was down for a day, a little bit of sniffle, and she's back. I was actually been messed up for the last 3-4 days, head cold, all that. Never got a sore throat, just like low energy. Selassie's had fever, low energy, and now she has kind of a chest cough. She's back at the doctor right now.
She's back at the doctor.
22 months, tested positive for strep. They said that's rare.
They did. They said it's young?
They said it's rare. They was like, that doesn't normally happen.
So, and it came from you?
Me or Issa. That's all we could think of. Or
y'all are both old for strep. I'm gonna be honest with you. I guess Issa's close. Yeah, Issa's not old for strep.
No. Adults get strep all the time. Jazz tested positive for strep too, but she never really felt anything.
Wow.
So that's what's going on.
Did you have severe sore throat or no?
Nothing. No sore throat.
Yeah, it's weird. Whatever's going on outside is weird.
Well, it's winter.
Yeah, but it does feel different.
Yeah, because we lost the job. That's why it feels different.
No. I mean the amount.
Life feels different now. Like, things are very different now.
Days are colder, nights are longer. You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah. So baby got sick this weekend for the first time. I had it for like 4 days, and I have to admit it. We were on this little trip together. We were in a car together. I was like, it's too late for a mask. Like, she's around me. It's too late for a mask. And maybe I was stupid because it took a few days, but then she got sick yesterday. And then it made me feel guilty. Like, damn, maybe I should have just worn a mask. Although we may have gotten it at the same time because we were at the same event with a sick person that both me and my father-in-law both came away sick from. Now the baby's sick. So we just never seen it before, the sick thing with her. Mm-hmm. And it's just a little scary at first when you're seeing her not want to eat. She threw up, didn't want to eat, have her milk, crying, can't get her to smile. All she does is smile, and I can't get her to smile.
It's over.
My little lines, she's like, just her little teeth, 2 little teeth sticking out, angry face, lip up. Oh,
she's mad. I feel her.
No.
When I get sick, I want to blame somebody. I'm angry. I do every day. I take my vitamins every day. I eat healthy. I exercise. When I get sick, I want to blame somebody. I want to fight. I feel like you try to do me wrong. I feel like you stabbed me in the back. My own child. Issa gets me sick, comes home from school. I want to blame her for being friendly to students at school. You know these MFers are sick.
I know.
Why you being cool with these people? These people are dirty, dingy children. They're not like us. Stay away from them.
Yeah, they're better. We're better than this.
We're better than them.
Well, this is a moment where I have to admit I don't miss either Laura or Shawnee right at this second.
Why?
Because I don't need the home remedy at this exact second. I don't need sea moss.
Drink some ginger.
Have ginger. Have you been having your ginger? I've been having zinc. I've been having vitamin C. All of that stuff is beyond cool. It's really good.
You should have some oil of oregano and some black seed oil.
What to break it up? To break up the thing?
I just consistently take it. I consistently take it all the time. I haven't been sick in like a year.
Well, but for the record though, I don't know that I haven't been what I was on Friday when we pulled up to this current home that we live in. When we pulled up here and I walked out and had to take the stuff inside from our little 2-day trip. Yo, my level of not being able to do anything, it hit me like a ton of bricks. We were sick and drove that day. I was bad. I haven't had that in a good year. Now, I'm not like you. I don't go to the extent that you and Shawnee and Laura do, but I'm pretty good about vitamins, staying away from things. Well, I'm pretty good. But you also get to a certain point where I think when the thing's in there, you might just have to ride it out.
No.
Or once get the antibiotics.
No. Once you get hit, you could be doing all the things. You got hit now. Now you got a decision you got to make. You either going to go Western, go West, young man, and get that Western med. You know what I mean?
Which is probably
or you go ride it out with your Eastern meds and your naturopathic. You know what I'm saying?
I wrote the doctor, and he said, I said, hey doc, long time. Any chance you have time? I've been have congestion, blah blah blah. My cough says I need some antibiotics. He said, first thing I would recommend is buy an over-the-counter test for the flu, AB, and COVID. They sell it over the counter at any pharmacy. If it's negative, I have a 4:30 opening. I said, and what if it's positive? He said, depend on what's positive. If it's COVID, you can start Paxlovid. If it's flu, unfortunately, nothing you can do but rest in fluids until it passes. So that you can't get hit with the antibiotics if it's flu?
Nah, flu ain't got flu. Influenza's is the boss, is the final boss out here. That's why they give you the flu shot to try to protect you. That's what the flu shot is all about.
Here's why I don't think it's that. Is Maya just got the flu shot.
So she may not. I'm just saying that's what the flu shot is about.
I need the flu shot.
I haven't never taken a flu shot.
You've never gotten one?
Never gotten a flu shot. Issa had to get them for her school that she went to.
And you don't get the flu?
No, I haven't gotten the flu. And I haven't had, or at least something that I think was the flu. The last time that happened was when Tracy Clordy was the program director of Hot 97, and I woke up in the morning and I could not get up. Like I just woke up and couldn't stand up. And I was like pinned to the bed. Everybody was like, that's the flu.
See, I feel like if this were the flu, it would have been worse than the congestion and one 24-hour period of being fevery and up and down. I feel like flu's longer than that. I'm already past. Like I feel good now. You can tell I'm normal. I just sound a bit weird. Anyways, that's the update from the Rosenberg house.
Yeah, there you go. Wait, what about my update from the Darden House of Damage?
And the Darden House of Damage, of course. Blood in the water, you know?
Yeah, it's blood in the water.
Flu in the lungs.
We got to deal with MAGA Minaj today. I want to make sure I title that appropriately. That's right, Nicki Minaj at Turning Point USA. 60 Minutes has to pull a story about what's going down in Saigon, which is down there in El Salvador. That's El Salvador, which is the prison in El Salvador where we've sent people, that's right.
Who aren't from El Salvador.
Who aren't from El Salvador, and we have an agreement where we're pumping money into El Salvador, into that prison. Dave Chappelle has a new special on Netflix. Epstein files have been released, but redacted. And then I have down here Pete Rock. Didn't we just support Pete Rock?
Nah, Pete Rock. There's blood in the water, bro. Pete's a crazy man, bro. Pete's a crazy man.
So you're saying that like Pete might still love me as much as, and he just be talking internet chatting.
I think I don't know. You want to do this now or you want to do this later?
Well, because there's this, Saigon went up and relitigated his whole disdain for me because of a fight that he knew he was going to do at your event that you had, of which I had to respond because I was running a business and you jeopardized our advertisers, which is shenanigans. I had to say, bro, we can't support you. Like, that's just what it is. I can't support somebody that's trying to actively help us lose advertising because you want to show up to a Rosenberg event that is sponsored by the radio station to start a fight. So that's just running a business.
Yeah, this is when I first started. This is in 07 or 08 maybe.
The same way when it was alleged that 50 Cent Game was shooting outside the radio station. Guess what we can't do?
Support.
We can't do that. Guess what happened when Mobb Deep and them was allegedly shooting outside the radio station?
Couldn't support.
We can't do that, man.
Now, listen, that may have changed. Current terms, they might think it's hot and be like, this is dope. Let's run with it.
Even when Gravy shot himself in the ass.
Right. No, you couldn't support.
Couldn't support.
So, yeah, I was surprised to see. No, I wasn't surprised. Saigon brought it up again. He's done it many times. He didn't do it. Honestly, the Pete Rock part bothered me more, though.
Yeah, Saigon didn't bother me. Like he
was actually eloquent about it and wasn't like completely unkind. Actually, he ended it being like, "Nah, I wish Ebro well," but blah blah. He just thinks there's a conspiracy theory beyond. He acted like a dickhead and got punishment for it and doesn't want to own it. That's fine. Everyone has. It was.
So here's my thing with that, bro. If you were so on fire and entitled to support, there's another radio station in town. So there's that part. B, if you that dope, do it again, bro, and we'll support the next one. Go again.
Yeah, he bottles it all up in that one moment. The Come On Baby remix with Jay-Z. Which, by the way, I do not believe you banned DJs from playing that record.
No, I didn't.
You didn't put it in rotation.
That was it.
I played it. He was like, it never played on Hot 97. I was like, I played the out of that. I know enough was playing it. I think
stop cursing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, creating work. I really think that everyone was playing it. Like not in rotation though.
Well, and a lot of people don't know the difference between mix show and rotation, so they probably don't know.
And by the way, the remix, just for whatever reason, it was the Jay-Z getting Jay-Z on it was crazy. It wasn't better than the original. It was one of those moments where like sometimes the big guest verse you think is going to send it to the next stratosphere. I just don't think did. But listen, I get it. It was a big moment in his life and it didn't go well. I totally get where he's coming from. Pete Rock? No. What could you have done to Pete Rock?
No, Pete Rock is just a New York guy who wanted to jump on to the I'm not from New York thing. That's what that is. Because that's what he said in the comment. Like, these people stole our city and all of this other. And I was like, bro, I just was supporting you and Common's thing, man. I've been showing you love nonstop. Like, But maybe it's more important that I'm not from New York, even though I've lived here for the last 22 years.
It's so funny too. So Natalie and I were talking about this. You know, Natalie's big New York, from Queens, super New York.
Yeah.
She's like, I get so sick of people saying the like not from New York when someone's been here for dumb long. Like Laura moved here when she was 18 years old. There's nothing more New York than that. Like that is New York. Ebro's been here since his early 20s, mid 20s.
Yeah.
Like that is what New York is. Yeah. I get so sick of this, and I've been watching it, you know, because obviously we're seeing the conversation about who's going to come in next to Hot 97 and blah, blah, blah. And everyone's thing is the prerequisite is, yo, you got to be New York. And I'm like, well, real quick, why is that the prereq? Everywhere in the world, there are people in cities who are not originally from the city, and they perform and love the city and are part of it. Well, I don't understand why that's the only thing that matters.
Well, I think it's just because New Yorkers and people from New York care more about New York than they do anything else. And their boroughs and where they're from. Like it's a very communal thing. Like I get it. And especially when you're talking about street culture like hip hop, and you want voices that are talking about and reflecting what's going on in the city. I get why people would
do because it's 1973 and hip hop's not happening anywhere else. Hip hop is just in the 5 boroughs. That's it. There's
no, but you're looking at it through the wrong lens. I think people just want to hear and see voices that they feel are around the way. Now, you know, and this is why we're categorized in the music section of the podcasting world.
Here we go.
I think when people talk about the change of, you know, New York and when New York was on and not on and all that stuff, I think people are being disingenuous.
What do you mean? Which part?
Well, because they try to act like it was my fault that New York fell off. Like we weren't supporting all of the big New York records that came out since the 90s. Like there wasn't a mechanism at Hot 97 to support New York music as much as possible.
But
like there were so many mechanisms. We had so many things in place to incubate music coming out of the city, all the way down to showcases monthly that they don't even do anymore. There's so much that they don't even have DJs on at midnight anymore breaking records.
Well, listen, which you had on every night. Now,
every night.
For the record, I don't want to start a whole thing here because this is not about that. When I came on the air, for all the people who complained about me getting the opportunity,
it's not about you.
No, but it's about us. It's about the same thing. There was a gap. There were only a few people who were still interested in playing that kind of underground rap. Just for the record, like I that was the period where prior to me coming up here, when I would go up and listen to Flex, and he changed. In 05, 06, 07, I would be listening to the air and he'd be dropping bombs on South Records and things I would be like waiting for the new New York stuff to get the rub, and it wasn't getting anymore. New York DJs started chasing other sounds.
Well, now talk about why. There was competition in town. Power 105 came on in 2002. The internet and all of that stuff was really downloading, streaming, all of that stuff was going crazy, right? Clue was doing parties, NBA parties all over the country. He was going, you know, a lot. New Yorkers vacation in Miami. Mm-hmm. Like it was a thing. Like Atlanta was coming on strong. Like Atlanta was a thing. Like people want to act like, and then even when you fast forward and you look at like kids like the ASAP Mob, even when you look at Dipset, their aesthetic and the things they were sampling and using were not just New York aesthetic stuff. They were.
Good catch.
They were, but that people.
No, you're right. Their influence, but the
influence was coming. Like, I mean, you had ASAP Mob was trying to sound like Houston to some degree when they dropped some of their first records.
But that goes all the way back to the point of that. I know it's fun and convenient to blame Ebro or 50 Cent or whoever. The fact is, by the time you got to 2000, hip hop had now marinated so many places. The seeds had grown so many places that hip hop got different.
Yo, you know what's crazy? If you go back and listen to 50 Cent, like the first album, Get Rich or Die Trying, there's points in the Get Rich or Die Trying where 50 Cent sounds like he's not from New York.
Oh yeah. I know. He has that little southern bop.
He'll add a little bop to it. He had a little twang on some records. And oh, by the way, I mean, it was Dr. Dre, so people are gonna give him a pass. It's Eminem, people are gonna give him a pass because that's Detroit and Compton. But nonetheless, he was connecting with people from outside the city too. Which, by the way, good for him. It was fire. But I think, and that's why I said I think people are just being disingenuous, and I think people are trying to figure out how to get momentum back in New York City. And I got news for you. Momentum is in New York City. You're just looking past it because maybe you don't like what it is.
Or it's not trendy and you want it to still be trendy.
Or you're 40 plus and it ain't for you.
But back to Pete Rock. What would you have done differently? Like, we've shown him so much love on the morning show.
I think Pete Rock just wanted to chime in on a comment, man. I can't believe
he did
as much as I have text and talked and interviewed with Pete Rock.
No, that's weirdo. But Pete, I love you. That's weirdo behavior, bro. The weirdest kind. Like, don't get me wrong. I got artists that I'm, let down by at different times. Many of which I thought might have reached out when they saw the news.
But also throw this in.
Yeah.
Pete Rock, that whole time we're talking and texting, he might have hated my guts.
Well, either way, that's weird though.
No, because he still got to do business.
Then why throw out the business now? You're dead. You're not still the Apple guy. There's no another project coming. Yeah, listen. I love Pete to death.
There was a part of me. That thought that maybe Pete Rock didn't even know that Saigon was talking about me.
That's how crazy it was to you.
And I was like, he may not know that I'm the same guy that was interviewing him with Rosenberg and Laura Stylez.
No, he's Pete. Can I tell you the truth? Sometimes people have smoked weed too long, bro. Nah, Pete's been smoking weed for a long time.
You being mean to Pete. I don't like it.
Hold on, we
gotta wait. We gotta wait and see how this plays out.
But I already had this happen with him once with me, where we were on text as friends, and then he completely aired me out in public, and I'm like, "You're my guy. What are you doing? Put down the weed, man. This is crazy."
So wait. Speaking of crazy, MAGA Minaj.
Yo, my beefs age like fine wine. This was a classic. We never do this.
Yo, stop making this about you.
I'm sorry. How do I not think about it this time? She was on stage with Erica Kirk. You want it? I got the audio. What do you want?
Wait, hold up. So before we get into this, I want to alert the audience that tunes in. The Turning Point USA marketing machine it's full-fledged. It's full-fledged. We saw so much Turning Point USA over the last couple of days with their convention on every piece of everything. Simultaneously. I'm going to throw out a few things I want you guys to go look up, and maybe we'll get into them a little bit more later. But yes, some of the Epstein redacted files came out.
Yes.
So you had all of this conservative marketing of all of this stuff over here just in time and coinciding with the drop of this Epstein stuff. So it basically took the oxygen out the room on a lot of that, right? You also had the murder of an MIT fusion professor, one of the leading scientists in fusion to create, and by the way, I'm going to try to articulate this. I may botch it, but this is me trying to catch up on what's going on and reading. I never quite understood fusion, but basically it's the ability to create the energy of the sun on Earth. So the ability to bring molecules together in a way that we could create sustainable energy on the planet separate from the sun is basically the way I understood it.
Okay.
The MIT professor who was like getting this done, was shot and killed. He is a father. I mean, he's an MIT professor. Why would he get shot and killed? What is going on? Simultaneously, Donald Trump Jr. and his company signed some deal with another fusion company.
Nah, bro.
Yes.
So I'm looking at this right now. Until you're saying this, I'm being honest. I've been in baby world. I didn't realize there was like anything beyond it was a random shooting on the campus, which is all they were hoping for.
That's right.
But they went and this professor was now I'm looking. This professor was clearly targeted, regardless of why. Clearly, this guy was targeted. Wow. Was there any relationship? And they have the suspect?
Or the suspect killed himself, I think.
The suspect killed himself. Nah, bro.
Now, I saw some of the conspiracy theorists were circling saying that the suspect that shot the MIT professor had something to do with the Brown University shooting too, and some of the people who were killed at the Brown University shooting is somewhere.
This is MIT. This is MIT and Brown.
This is MIT.
Okay. Sorry. This is MIT. Were any professors killed at Brown?
They say some key people. I didn't go down that rabbit hole completely.
Nah, bro. Okay. All right. Don't send. Okay. So this is all happening at the same time. You're just pointing.
So I'm just pointing this out for the audience because we're about, like, with Nicki Minaj going on Turning Point USA. Clearly, we're all, not all, but many people are annoyed by it. Many people obviously understand that Nicki Minaj, I don't believe, has her citizenship. She has some stuff going on with, her husband.
Oh, she has some stuff going on.
She has some stuff going on with her brother, right? So there are some family reasons and personal reasons that you would say, okay, Nicki's going to go toe this line.
Well, and also, what's the Newsom obsession again?
I don't know. Maybe
her house, something happened with her house getting raided.
Yeah, something. I don't know. So there's some stuff going on here, which for many people won't excuse how this whole thing, and I get it. But Rosenberg, you texted me yesterday and said you were more concerned than anything.
Well, there's two things. Number one, I am disturbed by obviously like her becoming full right-wing MAGA. As much as I may make fun of it, it seems absolutely insane and not representative. I'm not saying Nicki was filled with ideals in her music, but she was outright like anti-transgender yesterday on stage. She was like nasty about transgender people. I'm like, like Amber Rose, another person just forgetting who her people were. Okay, all right, that's weird.
Or changing.
Or
realizing or coming to some realization that they were a version of themselves that they don't want to be anymore.
Sure.
I don't know.
That sounds nice. That sounds nice. Or they have other things they want to get done, so they'd rather kiss
Which
ass
is usually where I land.
Which is usually where you land.
Yes.
But then when you hear the mess up that she had with calling J.D. Vance an assassin in front of Erica Kirk, let me tell you how messed up and crazy Nicki Minaj seemed yesterday. Erica Kirk came off amazing. Like Erica Kirk, who in every video we've seen her for over the last few months always has a moment where she seems like you're like robotic.
No. Listen, no. Erica Kirk is a solid crisis actor. Don't you ever get it effed up. Erica Kirk stays on whatever page she's being paid to be on. She's on it.
You don't often see people in this at this point in their grieving process doing this much outside in front of live crowds. It's unusual, although her life is an unusual life. Her husband was a very
maybe this
big
is healing
person.
Maybe this is healing for her, like leaning all the way in.
However, her mind had to be blown when Nicki Minaj thought that the reference point to have about J.D. Vance was to call him an assassin. Let me see if I have this here. What number is this? I have a bunch here. And of course, on my screen, it gets short. Griff, can you tell me?
You're pulling a full Shawnee culture right now.
Yeah. Well, we could just have Shawnee here. What number, Griff? Can you tell me what number?
Why you guys figure this out? I was hanging out with Shawnee over the weekend.
Wait, you saw Shawnee over the weekend?
Yeah, I was hanging with Shawnee.
I thought you were sick this weekend.
Well, I wasn't contagious sick.
Okay.
But I had to go support. I had to, according to my doctor, and I had to go support his girl's birthday because his girl and my girl are cool now.
Damn, I didn't get invited?
No, I only got invited because his girl. I didn't get invited by Shawnee.
Okay.
His girl invited Jazz. Jazz then asked me to go.
Okay.
So if your wife ain't,
they were friendly, then they hung out, but they didn't. They didn't stay friends.
No. Jazz and his girl are like
they become tight.
No, because Jazz has some different businesses. She has an accessory business. She's got some other businesses, and Shawnee's girl has a store. So they're like,
got it.
They're doing
they're thick as thieves.
They moving. They moving out here. So what you got for us, man? Let's.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Here is this is the unfortunate Nicki Minaj, Erica Kirk assassin moment.
Yeah. You have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
yeah, what do you?
She covers her mouth.
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine.
And after she realized what she said, she covers her mouth, puts the mic down, and they start like whispering.
Yeah, they got to figure out the script again.
And I assume that Nicki meant assassin like in hip hop terms, like a killer.
Yeah, that's by the way, 1,000% what she meant.
That's what she meant.
Because she was talking about looks and she was talking about like being handsome and she was like, he's an assassin. Like
now, of course, we're normalizing that she blew. Let's normalize that she called Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, if anything else, handsome. Let's not even go there.
No. Can I tell you that's how I knew she was full of I mean, excuse me, we're not cursing on this one. That's how I knew she was full of crap. That's how I knew it was all an act. You didn't have to go that far. You didn't have to.
Handsome and dashing. Really, Nicki? That we're going all the way to Trump is, okay.
And by the way, I want to be clear again. When Kanye went full MAGA, he had an agenda. Right?
And Amber daddy issues.
With that too. And when Amber Rose did it, agenda. We haven't heard from Amber Rose a peep. I don't know if you have, but I haven't seen a nothing about a nothing since Donald Trump got elected, and hopefully she got what she worked for.
I think she's still there, but
I haven't seen it. But maybe it's going down. I don't know.
I haven't attempted to find out.
And here with Nicki Minaj, I keep telling y'all, like, one of the reasons that people like the Trump administration, who usually weren't even that political, but maybe had some things, some carryover from other lifestyles that they needed to deal with, is because you could pay for access to the president of the United States.
That's unusual.
And because you can do that, people are like, I like this guy because I never would have got access to
Barack. I couldn't have bought my way out of something.
No. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I understand it. I don't support it, but I understand these people and their agenda.
But correct me if I'm wrong. That's the definition in the textbook of sellout, right?
1,000%.
Okay. It's just like I have no morals. I just need what I need. Even though this administration's rounding up, she's from the Caribbean. She's not even American. He's rounding people up like me and just sending them to El Salvador in a story that was killed for 60 minutes. Whatever. We don't care. We got to get. I love him. He's handsome. He's dashing. That's my president.
No. Take it a step further. They have bombed fishing boats with Trinidadian people on it.
Oh, on it.
Not just Venezuelan people.
She's
more concerned. She keeps bringing up Nigerian Christians.
Oh, she's a big Christian. Her music's always been Christian music. She doesn't make secular music, does she? I've always considered her Christian.
But in Nigeria, Muslims are being killed also by the same groups that are killing the Christians.
Yeah, but that doesn't fit in, and she doesn't know that.
Why everybody's so focused on Africa? What's going on in the Congo? Nobody's talking about the Congo. And by the way, since we're talking about Africa, what about Sudan, bro? Sudan is what do we? And then and we're talking about Africans, so we're not worried about what's happening with Somalians here in the United States.
This is the part that that's what set me off when I was watching her thing though yesterday as she was talking. By the way, and here's the part where I worry.
So you watched the whole thing? You didn't see clips?
I watched like 15 minutes.
I couldn't do it.
No, I had to see what she was saying. I
had to. Some things I have to ignore because.
I also believe she sounds like she's unhinged and on something. She just sounds like she's on something. I don't know what, but she doesn't sound right. And she was saying like what makes us better. Like the she's now one of them, and then there's the other side.
Yeah,
is we think. You can't stop us from thinking. We read and we think. I'm like, you're just lying. You don't read and you don't think. And
wait, hang on. Since you watched it,
yeah.
What was this whole thing where she was telling black women to be nice to white women? What is this thing?
If as black women, we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful.
What is that even about? I didn't see how she got there. I don't know. I don't know.
Obviously I saw black women going crazy over this because, Nikki, and basically what they were saying is, Nikki, you always wanted to be a Barbie.
You mean blonde women?
You always wanted to be a Barbie. You're a Barbie doll, which is like the epitome. That's what the internets are saying, among other things. But I thought maybe you knew the origin of how it even got to that conversation.
I didn't see that part of why they got to that. No, I did not see that part.
Because the other part of me is like, who was in this audience? I need to see the Turning Point USA audience, because if it's anything like any other MAGA audience, there's not a lot of black people there.
No, there's not a lot of black people there. For sure. I'd say it's a little younger seeming than most of the MAGA audience.
Because this is directed at college kids.
Because it's directed at college kids.
And high school kids now. They're putting these on high school campuses now.
Yeah. So I just, listen, there's part of me that worries about her because like she just, from the late night, when she like goes off on late night Twitter rants. And here's the problem with the sycophant fan base. They're so obsessed with their leader. It's just like Trump. They'll never acknowledge when something bad is going on.
Well, I don't think these are real people. I think these are paid.
The Barbs?
Yeah.
Yo, when I comment, do you ever comment on Nikki and see what your mentions are like?
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. It's so crazy. So you think those are fake or paid?
Paid.
So real people that are paid to attack and destroy anyone who says anything about their leader.
I think many. I'm not gonna say all, but it's definitely a thing. Let me say this: rewarded in some way, shape, or form.
Rewarded in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, I just listen. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't have my own personal resentments about Nikki. Of course I do, but it never really. They only started manifesting themselves recently when she started seeming like a really bad apple. Like, I'm like, what is going on with this person?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is
so
we
got to watch the MAGA Minaj thing play out.
Well, but this is it. I mean, she's going to be here until it ends, and then she'll probably slowly ease out of it once whatever she needs. Because I don't know if y'all are reading the tea leaves right, Nikki. This isn't the hottest time to jump on board. The thing's kind of the thing's kind of turning a bit, Ebro. Momentum isn't feeling strong for
however,
MAGA right now.
However, I do believe that Nikki is as much as we're talking about the Nigerian Christians, et cetera, I do believe Nikki is a religious person. Like this last album where she talked about, and even in this conversation with Erica Kirk, she talked about, hearing from God and God having a conversation with her and God welcoming her, I guess to the right path. And even on this album after losing her father, where she talked a lot about like, what that experience was like for her. My last interview with her, which you can find on Apple Music, she talked a lot about religion. And so while
there are fake religious people everywhere.
What are you saying? Nikki's fake, or are you saying the Turning Point USA?
No, both Nikki and other people, because your religion.
I think
religion should have made you not speak about someone else's child out of nowhere. That's what Jesus should do for you.
But remember, Jesus is forgiving, so you can make mistakes and then apologize.
And go right back afterwards and be like, "Yo, let's get this."
Nah, you listen, bruh. Listen, let's not. You could do a whole genocide. You could genocide an entire place and act like you're a religious nation.
And then come back and go. In fact, that's most nations. It's a lot of quote great nations that operate that way. But yeah,
absolutely.
People do that.
Let's not get caught up in that. I'm just saying for her religious path, I believe it's sincere. And I feel like I recall her mom had tried to put out like a religious music even at one time. So I do believe it might be in there. She might be on a new path. This might be she might be going down some sort of spiritual path.
Real quick,
let me finish. And as much as we want to ridicule the right for their lies and white supremacy and fascism and all
fake
of the
religiousness,
things, and basically incorrect based on the book that they claim, which is the Bible. They are incorrect in their interpretation of it based on people who actually have studied it, read it.
And
whatever.
Of Christ, for sure, yeah.
For sure. But set that aside also.
Okay, all right.
They are trying to be religious people. That is the drum that they're beating. And so they will attract individuals who have blind faith, right? That faction will attract people who are just interested in anything that is on or near or circling, that God philosophy. And I think I just wanted to put that out there because I do think that's a large part of this. A large part of this, making America great again thing is funded by Christian nationalists who want our nation to be based through the government and everything else we do on religion and Christian religion and the right-wing version of it.
Yeah, no, that's tied into the lie of the whole thing. It's a big part of it. I guess what I'm confused by is these religious people on the right, they are forgiving of what Nikki's brand has always been.
Well, no.
Musically,
listen. You if you're if you're rapping about busting it open and you're WAP and you're a Democrat, you're bad.
Okay.
If you're rapping about that and you're gonna go MAGA, they're forgiving.
What if you're like deeply connected to child predators? If you
were,
look at that.
I mean, come on, Rosenberg. What you're doing right now? That's first.
I don't think in reverse.
First of all, you're showing your ignorance.
Go ahead.
Their main leader has these allegations, many of them.
Yeah, but they took his pictures out of the thing. So
just because he was redacted doesn't mean he wasn't there.
So speaking of Mr. Redacted, let's close out the Nikki thing with this. This is Nikki on why she loves the Trump administration.
Well,
see that sound, by the way? That was the sound that worries me.
the utmost respect and admiration for our president. He has, I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys and to win and to do it with your head held high and your integrity intact. He's from Queens, New York, like me. So, but what it's shown me personally is sometimes, you know, even in the worst feeling times in your life, you think that you're never going to come back from it, but you do. And our president shows that. He's been through every single thing a person could be through publicly. This administration is full of people with heart and soul.
Oh my God.
And they make me proud of them.
You're such
our
a
vice
liar.
president.
No, to her.
Makes me, well, I love both of them, but there's.
Yeah, man.
You seem frustrated, Rosenberg.
I just the love they have heart and soul. That there's just the things that she's saying are
Now, interestingly enough, for me, when I hear that kind of talking, that's like very slow and paced.
Well,
I don't believe when people speak like that. I believe you're acting.
Oh yeah, big time.
You're trying, and by the way, you're improvising. Even you're not, because you're just trying to come up with stuff.
So you got to go real slow to try to come up with it. You don't want to fumble it.
No.
And accidentally say assassin again. Or what about, did you see when Erica Kirk was introducing someone?
The little kid.
And compared her to her husband and called him a grifter? By accident?
Yeah, I saw it. Let's hear it.
Do I have that one?
Yeah, you do.
I do? Oh, I do. You're right. Good call. Here's audio 7. Here we go.
Despite the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift.
Yo.
Grit. It has been a long day. Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey. It's all good.
Nah, bro.
Nah, listen.
It was a bad day. No, they didn't have a great day yesterday.
Nah, listen, man. Look, they are, I'm sure, clearly with all of these things, they read what's going on out here and they know what's going on out here. And it permeates your psyche. And
so they hear the word grift enough to know grift is just on the mind.
It's on the mind. And it's what they're doing. So it's tough to, dodge it in that aspect as well. Another great thing took place. Well, multiple great things took place over the weekend. First, make sure you subscribe if you're seeing this.
Smash subscribe.
Why do they say smash?
That's just the thing, bro. You got to smash subscribe.
You click on the button, bro.
No, smash it. You got to smash it.
You don't.
And you got to turn on notifications so you know when the episode drops. Which, by the way, that's commitment. I don't know if
and also give us some feedback. Griff, do we have an email? Do we have a way for people to communicate with us yet? That you could DM us. All of our socials now are Ebro Laura Rosenberg.
It's easy to find us now, yeah.
If you were already following us, it's Ebro Laura Rosenberg. You can find us there. Rasan says he misses the button, the congratulations, you played yourself button.
I feel you.
Ebro Laura Rosenberg at Gmail. Communicate with us. Give us some feedback on the program. Some of the fun stuff we used to do, we're going to get back to it in the new year. We got, some configuring to do, but it will return. I want to shout out Joe Button for the love. Rosenberg, when you saw Charlamagne's $200 million deal, you should have been happy, yeah?
Oh, I loved it. It was perfect timing. Everyone hopes that the day that they get exited from their job, the person they always considered a rival gets a $200 million podcast deal. It was great. I did smile in that way. I was like, oh, well, of course it would be this. Of course. But no, listen, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. I never know what those deals exactly mean, and I didn't read the
They're
article.
probably look. I mean, if
a lot of money,
if iHeart just got $1 billion from Netflix, right?
Is that how
To
much they say
deliver
the deal was?
for iHeart? Yeah, for the whole iHeart thing.
They say iHeart got $1 billion from Netflix.
Yes, to deliver podcasts.
Oh, by the way, yo. Do these companies want to stay in business? They really think the podcast videos are going to be that John Blaze on Netflix that's worth $1 billion?
I mean, I don't know, bro. Let's watch it play out.
I
think it's good. It's great time. I think it's great timing for us.
No, it is. The whole thing
Because
is good timing for us.
Listen, there were things that Charlamagne was willing to do that I would have never done. Never. And that's how you get to those big bags.
Because I don't to have the people like the iHearts of the world want to hand you this much money.
Well, it's the same with Stephen A. Smith, though. When Disney wants to give you money like that, you got to do a dance I ain't willing to do.
You could have. I think you could have done it. I don't know if you would have gotten the Stephen A. 30 a year is a big one.
Who?
You.
No.
No, but I think you would if you had flipped it on and done the dance right, you could have got yourself a nice 10, 15.
Oh.
I think that's.
Oh yeah.
But
I can't do it.
Ebro, you should have been at Turning Point USA this weekend. This could have been you.
Nah, son, it crossed my mind.
You could have been lit.
Because imagine, if I start sitting down with the, give me a name.
Candace.
Oh.
Ben Shapiro.
Hey, come on.
Tucker Carlson.
Oh, come on.
I mean, you really go all the way to Nick Fuentes.
I mean, me and Nick would get it popping.
I mean, you guys could find some common ground. It's all about finding common ground.
Common ground would we find?
Listen, I'm sure you guys could find the same person you don't like here or there. Have yourself a little chit chat.
Well, apparently, me and Nick agree on Israel. Me and Candace agree on Israel.
Yeah, but I don't think you for the same reasons. But good, sure. They care so much. They know. They're worried about the Palestinian people. I know they care deeply. That's why I care about all those other issues.
Yo, by the way, sidebar, did you see the Jared Kushner proposal for the real estate plan for Gaza?
No. You get a house already? You get
No. You got to go look at it. State-of-the-art, futuristic, condo on the ocean, on the Mediterranean. You got to go look at it. Go look it up.
They don't even try to hide the stuff.
No.
They don't even try to.
There's no shame, bro. There's no shame, bro.
Like it's genocide isn't enough. That now they're just going right on to and here's the apartment part. Let's get these apartments crack-a-lacking. But listen, if you were able to be Palestinian and survive it, if you did not have your entire family killed and you can mentally survive through the conditions, maybe you won't get deported and you could end up, working in one of these new apartments.
And what we still doing the whole Israel government? It's monitoring all your movements. You can't call the West Bank because they monitor the phone lines.
Yeah, it seems like as long as Bibi, handles Trump the right way, yeah, they can keep it all that way. Unless the U.S. has to come in and then they do it. I don't know.
Well, no, but I'm saying we still going to do the whole apartheid state that Israel is of just keeping these people under surveillance for the remainder of their life.
I'm not getting the sense there's going to be a change because is this election ever happening? Is Bibi ever? What happened to the court decision on Bibi?
Well, yeah, because they were about to try him as some sort of criminal.
He was already he's been on trial for 10 years though. This trial of him accepting money and doing all these things. I don't know what the result was of that trial. I thought there was about to be a decision. So,
Wow. Well, on the close, I want to shout out Chanel. Our friend Chanel got engaged.
You saw that? You beat me to it. Damn. I was going to hit it. You got it.
Chanel. Also, great weekend. Jake Paul got his ass whooped. And, I saw Andrew Tate. Yo, did you see? Both these dudes got beat so bad, they was on their knees hugging their opponent.
Yeah, in the crotch. I saw that. By the way, let's not make the Jake Paul is really good at flipping what happened into a positive. Like, look at all the videos of me getting my jaw broke. Ha 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 ha. We cannot forget. And I give Jake Paul a lot of credit for the amount of money he's been able to make, the fights he puts on. They do a good job. There's no question.
Even the bags he gets other boxers. Like,
oh no.
The undercard, those undercard bags.
No,
and even getting Anthony Joshua got $92 million. Am I right?
I didn't see that. Was it that high? Sure. No,
I read that.
No, listen. I do not agree with the idea that Jake Paul is inherently bad for boxing. I don't. I think he's actually bringing eyeballs to boxing. I'm not making him all bad. However, let's not lose the plot here. I know it took 6 rounds for whatever reason. You got embarrassed. You got in there with a real guy, and you're not a real guy. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep fighting. By the way, I'm gonna keep watching. They're very entertaining.
So now let me ask you something. Is that comment you just made, is that for Jake Paul, or is that for the people, once again, comments, internet people, who really were trying to have conversations like Jake Paul was a threat as an actual boxer?
Were there people who did that?
Yes.
I don't even have room in my life for that conversation. But I just think Jake Paul deserves to be held accountable to, you do say things out loud. You did say you would win over and over again. Not only did you not win, AJ wasn't even really going for it like that. Like, this was messing around. And Ebro, don't forget, as great as AJ is, Anthony Joshua has one negative trait we all know, an incredibly suspect chin. He took flush shots, not many, because I think he only landed 16 punches in the whole fight.
No, it says, 16,
one of them landed flush on the chin, and AJ didn't look like he knew he'd been punched. There was nothing.
First of all,
nothing.
When we talk about Anthony Joshua's chin in relationship to getting punched by Klitschko.
Right. Real.
Like, what are we talking about?
But even that
no,
dude,
no, wait, time out.
Andy Ruiz took him out, though. Don't forget, we didn't know who Andy Ruiz was, and Andy Ruiz took him out.
Started thumping him, but it wasn't the first time he thumped him. He had to connect a few times. And by the way, we're also talking about a significant size difference. Klitschko is the size of Anthony Joshua. He took punches from Klitschko and took Klitschko out. Ruiz, actually, yes. I don't think he was mentally prepared for and didn't understand his power.
But Ruiz was a good fighter. But if Ruiz could keep his body in shape, Ruiz is a damn good fighter. So
yeah, so let's not do that either. And remember, these heavyweights, when you're talking about heavyweights, you're talking about an abnormal type of power. You can't compare it to welterweights, middleweights, none of that, bro.
60-year-old Mike Tyson.
You can't, bro. Heavyweights can
in their
kill
prime?
you. No. They can kill you.
Yeah, different animal.
No. And if you look at any heavyweight, by the way, go all the way back to Tyson. The reason he was knocking people out in 90 seconds, first round, whatever, is because he could kill you. He hits that hard. You're going down.
No, and I just want to say that I just was happy to see that line was drawn between real dudes who do this and what Jake Paul does.
But I have to know that Jake Paul knew that already. He trains with real boxers.
No, he did. You think he had?
It's all a money grab. Like even Netflix. Netflix knows it's just about eyeballs. It's about subscription and eyeballs. I think the reason I'm saying it like this is because I have to assume that Jake Paul knew it. I have to assume that some of those other fights, it was planned the way it was planned. It was specifically asked leading into this fight. I saw a clip of people alleging that there was clauses in contracts that said that it was fixed, that the fight was fixed, that it wouldn't, that Jake Paul would automatically win. Anthony Joshua wasn't willing to participate in that. So he was like, absolutely not. It's not it there. And then your man Jake Paul was like, yeah, no, it's not in any of my contracts. And then anybody saying that, I'm going to sue them. And I was like, no, you're not, because then you're going to have to show all them other contracts.
I wonder, but listen, I may be naive. I am of the belief that the fights have been mostly real. I really am. I don't believe that Mike, I always said I didn't think Mike could beat Jake Paul at this stage. I don't think Mike had gas. So
you don't think Mike Tyson was holding punches?
Maybe, but I love him. He's an old man. It's not the same. He just did two. I think that most of these have been mostly legit. Now, I think the Tyson one was a little, hey, let's just be, we're friends.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Lou says Tyson was definitely holding punches. All right, was he holding punches 20 years ago, guys? He hasn't won a fight in 20 years, okay? He lost to a guy named Kevin McBride, who was as bad as Jake Paul. I know he was a real heavyweight. He existed, but he was a tomato can. And he beat Mike in D.C. 20-some years ago.
Listen, have you ever dropped a tomato can on your foot?
They're heavy.
Nah, it hits.
No, it's a nightmare. You don't want to drop a can of tomatoes on your foot.
It's leaving a mark, is all I'm saying.
So anyways, it was fun to see it, though. Of course, Ebro and I both fell asleep before it happened live, but that's neither here nor there. Yo, it was on early, too. This was not even a bad one.
No, it wasn't.
It was because I was watching the women's fight right before. It was like 10:20. It was not late. Still knocked out.
Another thing, I think this was on Netflix, too. This is Netflix. Dave Chappelle.
Yes, they announced it right when the fight ended that they dropped the
Netflix is
Chappelle.
busy this weekend. Busy.
What? Yo, Ebro, when is the bottom falling out of this stuff? The amount of money that they are just doling out everywhere.
No, they got
We're
it,
about to be playing $100 a month for Netflix.
No, they're gonna run it up because that's where it's going. They're gonna have everything. They're gonna have podcasts. They got live sports. They got movies. If the deal goes, I know Trump and them was trying to block the deal with Warner Brothers. They'll have their own production studio. They're gonna have movies. They're gonna have everything. Yes, it's going to be $125 a month for Netflix.
It's gonna get that crazy, right?
It'll be back. It'll be back to cable, right?
But they'll be cable. Netflix will be cable.
How else are you?
By the way, I just want to say, no one. I have a lot of takes in my life. No one has been on the we're cycling back to cable thing longer than me. I've been in a 10-year where it's just a keep going.
No. Yo, we talked about this on the air for how many years?
No,
guys,
literally
how
7,
many
8
apps?
years.
How many apps do you have that you're paying $10 a month? It's the same as cable.
And then it's going to eventually be, well, they paid for this, they paid for that, so now it's a cable system. You get all of it.
Well, and also all of the things can't survive.
Cannot. This one is crazy. By the way, let's talk about how they're going for YouTube. People don't want YouTube to live.
No,
they're
YouTube's a behemoth.
YouTube
and by the way, if you're watching
everything.
this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe.
Smash it.
No, just press the button.
Smash it. Actually, Chappelle had a very funny joke about smash subscribe because he was saying how people compare Charlie Kirk to Martin Luther King, and he was saying that's ridiculous. And he was like, imagine Dr. Do I have that one? Let me see which one I have. He said, but he goes, imagine Dr. King going, smash subscribe.
We need that. Yo, isolate Chappelle going, smash subscribe.
Here's the Chappelle. Here's the Chappelle I do have.
Bill Maher, the famous comedian. I've known Bill since I was like 18, 19 years old, and I've never said this publicly, but that guy. I'm so fucking tired of this little smug, cracker-ass commentary. These motherfuckers act like because I did a comedy festival in Saudi Arabia, I somehow betrayed my principles. Well, no, I know I didn't. I know. No. No, come on, everybody. Let me do this. And I'm sure, all right, now everybody calm down. Now, I'm sure I'm right. First of all, what did they say? They said, Saudi Arabia killed a journalist, and rest in peace, Jamal Khashoggi. I'm sorry that he got murdered in such a heinous fashion, but, and no buts, like, period, and also, I mean, look, bro, Israel's killed 240 journalists in the last 3 months, so I didn't know y'all was still counting.
Love that.
Well, to me, and I got to get the hell out of here. But to me, that's
you gotta go.
My wife needs me to do
You
stuff.
ain't got no job.
I know, it's facts. Well, not really, but I don't today. No, but that part just is so true. Not that Saudi Arabia, not that people don't have the right to be critical of Saudi Arabia, of course, but where people just come off judging is so. Where do you draw the line?
Where are you drawing your lines, man?
That's the question. Is like it, and I thought. But by the way, Michael Rappaport was not pleased with that. You know.
Guess what? Guess who we don't give a damn about their opinion. Michael Rappaport has left the building.
No, Jason Whitlock didn't like it either.
Oh, wow. Surprise. Can I hear more Chappelle? Audio 5, please.
Fear that I have for myself that I need you to protect me from is co-option. My voice has become more powerful than I intended it to be. And I cannot let these things do me like Charlie Kirk, or even worse than that. What if these guys trip me up somehow, co-opt me, and then make me say the things that they want me to say? Well, we can't have that. So, just in case, we need a code. It's got to be something that I can say so that if I say it, you know that these got me. And don't listen to nothing that I say after I say those words. But don't tell anybody what it is, but it's got to be something that, you know what I mean, that I would never say. Oh, I know what the code is. The code word is, I stand with Israel. Thank you very much, and good night.
That was good.
People have, now there are reasonable people who also don't love that joke.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest, I can't explain why you could be a Jewish person who is anti everything Israel's doing and still feel weird about that joke. I can't explain why.
Of course you can.
But why? How do you pinpoint it? Because
Israel, in your learning, in your conditioning, represents something very important to Jewish people. And so hearing someone say that they would never say that,
yes,
hurts, because in your brain, right, what's happening with Israel right now is not a reflection of what Israel was intended to be.
Yes, but just the fact that the one phrase that the person could never say is that.
No, I understand.
But like, even if it were, no, the phrase is, I'm proud to be an American. That should be even more true. You know what I'm saying? I'm a proud American, right? The fact that he would make it Israel, even though I know Dave's intention. So it's not about his intention. I get what his intention was, and I feel him. I'm not offended by him. But it does make you go, I hate that that's the thing.
Of course you hate it, because you hate that Israel is getting souffled out here for being a terrible, terrible government.
Yeah. And not only are they getting souffled for doing horrible things.
So it's less about what Dave is saying. It's more about the reality.
Yeah, well, and there's also the fact that, like you mentioned earlier about Candace and Nick Fuentes, you can't remove the fact that some of the loudest anti-Israel critics are also outright anti-Semites.
Right, but
you can't separate it. It's all meshed together.
But while we're having this conversation, you yourself have had to have conversations with your family about the reality of what Israel is since 1948, like how this has gotten so bad.
Sure.
Who co-opted the whole thing? Was it did Theodore Herzl intend this? Was like, you guys have to reconcile.
For sure.
Especially secular Jews, right? Have to reconcile, like, wait a minute. Our whole thing is being used in many ways to harm, to take us down a terrible path. Like that, all of that is painful, by the way, which makes this all even that much worse.
And it's also putting us in danger here. And then when you hear it manifested by someone who you love at a concert in front of 20,000 people saying that line and everyone cheers. For example, I agreed with exactly what he said about Saudi Arabia and Israel. And when the crowd cheered that way, it still makes my skin crawl.
Absolutely.
But there is an actual danger that exists there. That's the part and that's the part that's hard to explain, to where I'm like, I agree.
But guess who understands? Black people understand, man.
No,
Black
that's
people
true.
understand.
That's true.
There are people who understand. It's not just Jews. People
No.
understand. Now, whether or not they empathize in the moments where you want them to is questionable, because there is some accountability, like outward accountability to like Jewish people who have allowed the Netanyahu thing to happen. Jewish people that use their soft power to, not want to hold Israel accountable when they needed to hold them accountable. Right? Listen, it's the same way, and people will scoff at it. It's the same way, like you said, proud to be an American, that there are white people who have been conditioned to believe that this American thing is just for them. Now, we can scoff at it. That's invalid. By the way, wasn't even a part of the marketing ever. But in their household and in their communities, that's what they were trained to believe, conditioned to believe. And now they're seeing all of these other people who are not like them having power in society, even though like 90% of CEOs are white men and 98%, 99% of presidents are white men, and like the leaders in society are all white men. They still get in their feelings about it because they were conditioned to believe something that wasn't real.
Yeah, but there's just another. I'm not trying to do any sort of Jewish exceptionalism thing. I'm just saying an entire area of the world came up with this concept of why the Jews were to blame not a long time ago. My grandparents' generation.
Yeah.
Right? Like my grandparents' siblings were killed in the Holocaust. So there is this thing that when you see that, yes, Israel is definitively causing or is a major part of causing, because there was an anti-Semitic thing happening in this country based on we know who over the last 10 years. Plus
they
then
did
Israel.
never forget World War II and helping Jewish people and helping in World War II for the United States. They did not give a damn about Jewish people.
No, they weren't. They were not letting them in. Jews weren't getting let in when they were trying to escape.
No.
But then everything made sense and it was time and
financially made sense. And like I've told you before, Jewish elites are very different than just your average.
No, by the way, you could remove the word Jewish.
Elites, yes, elites. Because the elites of all the groups work together to maintain power, by the way.
Of course.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I can't do full Jewish history now. My Jewish wife will divorce me.
Well, this has been episode of, what are we at?
3, Blood in the Water.
All right, I'm going to stop putting numbers on it, but it's monumental. It's a big deal.
There is a labeling thing, though, you have to figure out. I don't really know what the best way to do it is, but that's for another day.
It's the Laura Rosenberg show. And this hopefully will be live 8 a.m. starting in January.
Yeah.
And
smash subscribe and like and turn on notifications.
Yo, shout to the chat. Yo, chat, how you feel?
Yo, we love you, chat.